we've seen WWE really affected regarding all the positive COVID tests that came out last week. Last week's SmackDown was condensed. Basically, it was an hour of new content, and then the Undertaker special. Undertaker basically announced that he retired, that he's done. He's kind of said that before, but this one feels a little more real. Real quick, your thoughts on the Undertaker possibly being done?
I mean, he had a phenomenal career, and I think it's unfortunate it's all happening during all this. I think, but the WrestleMania match was obviously really, really well done. Again, sucks that it's not with fans. We've had that moment, though, where he's left his gear in the ring where we thought he was done, and that people thought was it. This is also professional wrestling, and he's already kind of come back several times. And who's to say, not to say that, you know, if things get back to normal in WrestleMania next year in LA or whatever, Vince wants to do a send off for the fans. Like, it's gonna, you know what I mean? And he's feeling good. It'll probably happen. So I don't really, but. I'm not privy to inside information of what's going on, and he's been through a lot. He hasn't wrestled regularly, I mean, in forever. Right. It's just been appearances one time a year, 2 times a year. The last, whatever, year and a half, 2 years was the most he's kind of appeared, I feel like, and since I've been around. And it's his hips have been replaced, and I'm sure whatever other injuries. I mean, that right there in itself is... that's not going to get better. The pain's only going to get worse the older you get, when the longer you have those replacements in. And from what I understand, at least, he's a big guy too. You got to eventually hang him up.
Right. Selfishly, I'd still like to see AJ and Undertaker, in an in-ring match, but who knows when that could happen with fans in the crowd.
But I saw Sting had made a comment. He wants one last ride. So fuck it. I mean, let's just let them both ride in on motorcycles to L.A. and let's do Sting and Taker. They both die in the ring, just as far as character-wise. Character-wise. And
I mean, you could easily do it. I mean, Taker did say, like, this match, the Boneyard match, was harder on him physically than his other in-ring matches. He said that. Because of having to retake shots, you don't have the adrenaline, so you're doing these bumps, on dirt, and they don't have stuntmen or anything. So he said it was harder, but with the way they shoot these with Undertaker and Sting's really easy to find someone to be a stunt double. I mean, you could easily do it.
Get Heath Slater back for that Sting appearance again.
Heath Slater's looking jacked. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's ready. He's getting ready. That's actually, that's another topic we didn't even think about.
Yeah.
Taker, I would like to see him stay retired. I know that, again, though, it's not ideal with no crowd or anything. But, I mean, I've had many interactions with him. And I say many. I remember one I had with him before I debuted as Ryback. I was doing Dark still when I came back from my ankle injury. I think we were in Laredo, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He happened to just be there at one of the Texas shows, and I remember just like him giving me very promising words on the potential that I had from what he saw, because I don't think he hadn't really seen me, or he had seen me before and met me, but he hadn't seen me in quite a while. And I remember that. I just remember it was a good conversation. I couldn't give you details, but I remember it was a positive encounter. And then obviously I remember talking to him a lot at WrestleMania 29, where it was me and Mark Henry, and all that bullshit was going on. And he was in the ring, and they had the hotels. It was just me and him in the practice thing. I think Mark and Henry and I think Finley was our producer for that match. I think we'd already done our walkthrough for the day, and I think I'd learned whatever happened, the finish changed, or whatever I had believed of what was going on. I was getting ready for the big heel turn and thought it was going over on Mark, that it was like, no, you're falling on your face. And I think I just found out that day. I remember having like a pretty lengthy discussion with Taker. He wasn't like in the mix of anything going on there. And I just remember just like I don't know what's going on. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And But I remember we had a discussion for quite a bit on all that, and it wasn't anything like good or bad. It was just more bullshitting and whatnot. But he wasn't in the mix. He wasn't there every day anymore at that point, and it was kind of left to just kind of figure things out for whatever they were. And it obviously nothing good. But yeah, man, he was always a great guy. Always easy to talk to, and but again, he wasn't there like for my generation, like of being like a regular guy in the locker room. So.
Yo, thank you guys for watching Ryback TV. If you could check out my Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report every Monday on all podcast platforms, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback every Thursday morning on all podcast platforms, and Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal supplement line, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. Save 10% with discount code YouTube10 and save stupid. Why couldn't you? Almost had it. I almost had the whole video done in one take. New customers, you can save 20% with discount code NEWCUSTOMER on feedmemore.com. Get hungry, stay hungry, feed me more.